My name is Ken Shibusawa. I come from Tokyo, Japan. I have many companies. My own company, Shibusawa and Company. Also an impact fund in Africa called And Capital. My first visit in Ethiopia in 6 years. So I see the tremendous growth. So within that growth, obviously there's lots of opportunities. Now, with opportunities there's lots of challenges. And I think a summit like this is where like-minded people come together, share their aspirations, share their challenges, and also how to get over the challenges part, right? And to make it more a robust ecosystem for investment here in Ethiopia and also for the entire continent. And so it's always good to have people from different backgrounds come together, share ideas, and come up with new co-creative, innovative solutions to those challenges. Compared to like a snapshot of 6 years ago to now, just from the airport to the center part of the city, you can see 6 years ago there's lots of construction. A lot of it seemed to be stopped at the time, but now these large modern buildings, really high, large skyscrapers. So obviously in the last 6 years, there's been tremendous growth here in Ethiopia. The one, I think, I wouldn't say concern, but one thing is, okay, how much is that real, meaning compared to what's actually out there? The reason I say this is in this current world, there's a big divide between the have and the have-nots. Not just in Ethiopia, it happens in Japan, it happens all over the world. And so, yeah, you see growth, but when you see growth, is that growth inclusive growth for the entire population? And for the growth to be sustainable, I believe that growth needs to be inclusive. So for the entire population as well. And so just the sake of seeing high-rise buildings just by itself, it's a good sign, but I don't think that's the final answer. The final answer should be inclusive growth for all. Ethiopia and Japan, even though we're worlds apart, there is a shared commonality in terms of the pride we have in our respective heritage, the culture, the history, etc. And in the end, I think what's important is the trust issue. Whether it's financial transaction, whether it's a business transaction, you can have all the laws in place, but if somebody's trying to swindle you, it's not a long-lasting relationship. But it's more. I think the laws are very important, as I mentioned earlier. But having that trust with your counterparty among Ethiopians in Japan, Ethiopians in the world, that the world can say, oh, I can trust Ethiopia because their word is their action. That's the important part. If things keep on changing, especially when something doesn't seem to be going well, yeah, that's sort of a sign that says, well, maybe that relationship might look good short term, but for a long term sort of relationship, having that trust is so important. And I think because of the long heritage that Ethiopia has, the culture, Japan as well, there is that understanding, that importance of what trust is. And so I think for many overseas investors, they're interested in the growth in, let's say, Ethiopia or the continent in general, but there's still uncertainty about the rule of law, stable public policy, and just the infrastructure here. But it's an emerging field, and I think that there are challengers in the advanced nations coming into Africa because they're like the first penguin, if you use that phrase, where nobody's been before, but you come in first. And when you come in first, yeah, there's higher risk, but perhaps there's higher return. And so the biggest gap, I believe, is this just knowledge and just lack of contact, lack of awareness. For investors, you make an investment, you expect a return, and for that return, you can repatriate that, let's say for overseas investors for abroad, right? And so, unless there's that freedom of capital across borders, I think it's very difficult to have people coming in. So I understand the concern about capital flying out of the country, but unless there's that possibly freedom of that, new capital is slow to come in. So it's a trade-off. In my country, in Japan, way back, yeah, there were capital controls, but there were liberalization of capital control, liberalization of the financial markets, and as a result, it's a more freer market, and so yeah, there's free overseas investors are a very big part of the Japanese investing the ecosystem.